Welcome back to Toxic Tendencies. I'm not really sure why you're still listening to the show, as we think we're pretty bad, and the quality of this has dramatically decreased since episode one. But kick back, relax, and enjoy this garbage show.
Three, two, one.
There was a bird in my house today.
How?
This is the third bird. We've had one bat. It's just an old house with a lot of holes, I assume.
Access points.
My entire second floor is just completely unfinished. So, I mean, Calvin hasn't seen it, but it's all just like studs and insulation. So it's not like there's many layers for them to get through. My dad came over today and was helping me work on the first floor of the house. And we do have a working bathroom upstairs, so I was going to go utilize those facilities. And I walked upstairs to just a fluttering of wings quite near my face. And he was a big boy. It wasn't the biggest. We've had, I don't know what they are. They're freaky looking. They're all black. They got really sharp, pointy, long beaks, beady eyes.
Raven.
Rose?
They yes, they kind of, they give off the appearance of a crow, but they're not quite that large. They're much smaller than a crow. We've had two of those and then one little tiny like sparrow thing.
Pterodactyl.
Might as well have been. But yeah, so he was flying around and we grabbed the makeshift net that Landry and I like duct taped together with a laundry basket.
Fish nets?
Basically, the first time we had a bird. And so we still had that net on standby. So we got that, and then he ended up like, no pun intended, but pigeonholing himself into like the smallest crevice in between like the corner of two studs, just buried himself in there and did not want to come out. Landria has the smallest hands out of all of us, so we made her put on a pair of gloves and start reaching into the crevice to try and get him out. He did not like that.
Well, no.
In the meantime, while he was in there, I went and I threw open some windows, because when he was free and flying around, he just kept like nose diving into the glass, like, and then would fly to the other side of the room and then just zoom into it as hard as he could. So he was desperately trying to get out and probably causing brain damage. But then threw open the windows, Landry gets back in there again, and then he falls down in this crack, like further down into the wall, like near the floor. And I'm like, that's it. He's never coming out. Like, it's going to smell like dead bird in about 24 hours. But then he starts like climbing up the little rafters in between the wall, then was like poised and ready to fly out. And so we just started like yelling at him. The window was only open like halfway, and he hit the top of the window. I was like, no, you idiot, you're so close. And he hit the top window again. I'm like, ah. And then he flew out underneath and he was free. I don't know if he'll remember his children after all the hits he took to the head, but he was out of my house, so.
You don't want to keep him and raise him as your own?
Yeah.
Not particularly, no. I wanted to do that with the bat, but Landry didn't have that.
I had a friend in college that he lived in like a frat, so there was like 15 people in it, and they had a bat or two get in, and it pretty much flew like, oh, you know the scene from The Office where I think it's Dwight tries to catch the bat and he puts it over Meredith's head? It basically kind of happened like that, except they didn't bag him, but it like flew around everybody's head, and like some dude apparently came up with a tennis racket and just smacked the shit out of it, which I think is illegal.
To hit a bat with a tennis racket?
That's not illegal.
To commit assault with a tennis racket?
I think to kill a bat.
No.
You can kill bats, dude.
You can definitely kill bats.
I don't
This is
know.
what I was told. But anyways, they all had to get rabies shots.
Oh, that sucks.
It's illegal to kill certain species.
I think that makes sense.
Oh, well, look at that. We're not fully wrong.
And this is a quote from Kalamazoo, so I mean...
The bat that we had in our house was actually on Halloween night. He knew how to make an appearance. He was very theatrical.
He's just trying to fucking celebrate.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to do. I was thinking maybe it was a vampire in bat form.
Oh, well, that would be more tragic if you ask me.
That'd be great. That'd be all like, yes, sir, welcome.
Well, vampires can't enter your house unless they ask for permission.
Maybe he was like an infiltrator, and if he technically lived in the house for a day, he could let the vampire in.
Oh, he was like the first wave.
Yeah.
Ben, Parker, how was the Saving Private Ben last weekend?
I'm still in Texas.
Oh. So it was failed operation, huh?
Yeah, it was a failed operation. I got there and I was like, all right, let's head back. And he's like, nah, I changed my mind.
Why?
His girlfriend came back
Oh, nice.
and the dog.
I see this as an absolute win.
Yeah, it's best case possible scenario right there.
No, it was a long 20 hours. We're alive, but
Yeah, we didn't talk the entire ride.
yeah, it was nothing but silence.
Oh, well, that's
I
pretty
believe there was
crazy,
only there. It's not true. We did say a couple words to each other, and it was through a little straight through the top of Arkansas and the bottom of Missouri, where several billboards had some very choice words for us.
What were these choice words?
It was seriously about a string of maybe a dozen billboards in a row.
At least
that were that were yelling at us about life beginning at conception.
18 days after conception, a baby has a heartbeat. Did you know that?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Calvin, as somebody in the medical field, is that true?
That's not true. What did they say? 6 days?
18.
No,
18 days.
18 days. Well, it's funny. I mean, because there's a huge debate over that, and from my understanding, I mean, you have to like look up the embryology, but it's like their vascular system is starting to form, but it's not like their heart is beating independently. So that's a pretty common like misconception or like false argument. So it's not like they're like autonomous by 18 days, you know what I mean? But it's like, yeah,
Right.
like their veins and like parts of their organs are starting to form. But I mean, it's just like, it's a mass of cells that's getting bigger, you know?
Yeah. So one of those good billboards was something like "Real men keep their babies."
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
nice.
There was
What state was that?
Arkansas, Missouri.
Oh, sounds about right.
Just pick anything down south.
Yes and no. You
know,
would
man.
agree. I mean, the vast majority just down south, but it was like, it wasn't until we hit that stretch when we were going through Missouri, and it
Is
was
this
like
on major highway too?
Whoa. Oh yeah, yeah, and it was like just bombarding drivers with this message that
Yeah, it was pretty much every mile or two. It was like,
no exaggeration.
don't kill your babies and stuff like
It was
that.
very, it was very weird.
That shit's expensive too.
Yes, extremely.
I tried a couple times to get Parker to call the number, just to let them know that he killed a few.
There was. Should we tell him what we wanted to do? There was an available billboard
Of course.
at one point during this stretch. It was just this blank billboard, and then of course there's a number to call to get your advertising up there. And Ben goes, "We should call a number and get an ad up there." And I was like, "What are we gonna run?" And he goes, "All it says is, kill it."
With a baby emoji next to it.
And then he goes, with Damien's cell phone number.
Oh, of course, mine. Yep, that makes sense.
Speaking of abortion
Oh.
and the signs, it reminds me of when you sent that picture, Parker, of the like grandparents touring around Michigan with the children getting ice cream, but like one was unborn or something.
Yes, I forgot all about that. It
Like
was
little Timmy will never enjoy ice cream because he wasn't born.
It was like those creepy like plywood cutouts of these weird children,
Mm-hmm.
and then one of them was wearing a red "Make America Great Again" hat, and then the sign said something about how this is little Timmy and little Susie, but little Timmy will never enjoy ice cream because he was aborted or something like that.
It's kind of savage, but all right.
Being pulled, and these are like massive, like 6-foot not cardboard, but plywood cutouts on the back of this trailer that was just being driven around by this pickup truck.
But you guys really didn't talk other than that little Arkansas strip?
Nope.
Wow. For 20 hours and 2 days or whatever.
Yeah,
You guys just
we don't really
said-
have much in common, so
You guys didn't even like
wasn't much to say.
karaoke like one song that you guys just happen to know between the two of you?
No, we didn't even listen to music.
Yeah, just sat in silence.
You get over the awkwardness of it after about an hour.
Yeah, it really just becomes exhilarating at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So one person was just either looking out the window or vibing on the phone while the other drove?
Nope, just looked straight ahead the entire time.
Oh, nice.
Both of us.
Nice.
No phones, no nothing.
Strictly
Honestly,
business.
the dog probably said more than We did.
Was it you guys in the car the entire time and the girls were in the truck?
So, actually, yeah, for the most part.
Cammy wanted to drive the truck the entire time. I don't know.
Well, can you explain her reasoning behind that? Because that was pretty funny.
He just wanted to do it.
Well, what she said is that if anything would have happened to the truck, she would have instantly, no matter what, have blamed Ben. Like, no matter what happened,
When
was
did
Ben.
she say that?
It would be Ben's fault. I don't know. You were in the bathroom or something. And so
So instead,
instead, she was like, "I need to drive. I just need to drive, so I can only blame myself. I can't blame Ben."
I think that was
Fair.
more of blame anyone.
It was pretty clear it was blame Ben.
no, they started out in the U-Haul, and Ben and I started out in the car, and then it continued until, it was day 2, right? Yeah, day 2 we left the motel, and then you were driving.
Amazing Blytheville, Arkansas.
Yes, beautiful Blytheville. Oh, which, by the way, Ben, don't let me forget this segue. We've got a plan for Blytheville in the future. But we left the motel, and then Ben was driving the U-Haul then. And then we made our first stop of the day, and then switched back, and we had the car for the rest of the day, and Cammy was behind the wheel. Landy never took over. Yeah, Landy drove the car when the girls were in the car, but Cammy had the wheel of the truck the entire time. She maneuvered it with ease, except for running a car off the
I
highway.
was gonna say we only lost maybe two to four good souls on the way.
No, they all swerved back on.
Yeah, they were still alive.
Oh, okay.
You know, I drove the truck just those 2 hours, and then I returned the truck. That thing drives like a tank.
We were just like plowing through traffic.
Yeah, I was like, dude, if I wanted to, I'll just roll over all these people. You can't stop
What?
me.
How long was it?
A 15-foot.
How loud?
Long.
Oh, I was gonna say it was very loud. Not that Ben and I were talking, but
Now those things, I've driven one the last 3 years when I moved, and I think I've driven the 24-footers or whatever their second biggest one is. Yeah, they're tanks. They're not that bad to handle, but they're tanks, man.
no, we are. We wanted to pitch this idea to you guys. Again, I guess Ben and I talked a little bit more, but not at all, because then we had this idea. But no, we were in Blytheville, Arkansas. That was where our overnight stop was. Beautiful little town. I mean, it was really
Amazing.
cool.
Yeah.
I mean, we got there in the evening. There was lots of nightlife. But we kept thinking how cool it would be. And obviously, you know, we've referenced this before. We don't know if any of us are going to be your best man, Damien.
Right.
But even if we're not, I think it's safe to say that your potential best man, if it's not one of us, might be listening. So we just want to plant this idea.
Shout out to boy.
Real quick, make sure you're identifying yourself. We want to please Damien's best man.
Oh yeah, my name is Parker, and I'm speaking now. We had a recent complaint from one of our listeners.
Our one listener.
It was feedback. But
I'll say it. Go fuck yourself, Trent. I'm not gonna listen to a damn thing you say.
That was Calvin talking, and this is Ben.
Great. We should have let off with that. I completely forgot about it. And I know whatever Damien called it, but I filed it under the complaint section. So, yes. Listener, this is Parker, and I'm planting the idea that was hatched by myself and Ben that Damien's bachelor party should be a destination bachelor party, and we should have it in Blytheville, Arkansas.
Yep.
how big is Blytheville, Arkansas?
I think, Damien, if you choose Blytheville as your, bachelor party, it's going to be an unforgettable experience.
That's Blytheville, Blytheville, Arkansas. Don't forget it.
Why there?
We can even use Ben's account at the motel, and maybe he gets some bonus points or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you get some bonus miles or something like that.
Yeah,
We might be able to upgrade to a room that only has 4 bullet holes in it.
We could get dinner at Hardee's.
Amazing little restaurant.
Yeah, amazing little restaurant. I guess the only flaw that I can think of there's this feature on their drive-thru where you order the 6-piece chicken tender, and it automatically adds the 90-piece chicken tender. And when you tell them I only need 6, they say, "Oh, that ain't actually it. Don't worry, it'll be right." And then your total is close to $100.
Oh.
Some consider it charming, and after
I'm like,
you realize that they were right, it ain't it. then yeah, it's kind of charming.
It's got an amazing gas station with some amazing clerks that work it. That's for sure.
Yeah,
You know?
very friendly.
According to that clerk, there's not a single case of COVID in all of Arkansas, so we got that going for the bachelor party.
He literally said
no,
that.
not all of Arkansas, all of Blytheville. So it's COVID free.
Yeah, and it can't come in either.
It's a little safe haven, huh?
Yeah, it might be the only place in America where there's no COVID,
Other than Texas, obviously.
where it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Wow, sounds like a charming little place. I'd love to never visit.
Keep it in mind when you're thinking about bachelor parties.
Okay.
Bring
Oh.
up to your best man on the podcast.
Yeah,
just
one
let
of
me
the
know.
best parts, if we plan on, getting a little rowdy or whatever happens at bachelor parties, the cops there, at least if you're white, they're just like your best friends. I went to a Walmart when we were stopped there, and the white cops were just hanging out with some white rednecks outside, and they were like just throwing stuff at each other, and one of the cops called this other dude who was just a civilian a stupid bitch, and they were just goofing around and having a grand old time, and I was like, wow, look how friendly these police officers are.
So amazing.
No masks. The police officers, the people working at Walmart.
Why would they
So
need masks? There's no COVID.
awesome. It's really, it's like a little slice of heaven.
You guys are really selling it, I must say.
Yeah,
You're really
yeah.
selling it.
It's only 9.5 hours away, too. So, I mean, easy day trip.
Yeah, totally.
Easy day.
We should
trip.
do like a sort of naked and afraid kind of thing for Damien's bachelor party. Like get some chloroform, just pass him out,
Oh,
and then just leave him somewhere in the woods, and then we videotape him from afar. I think that'd be fun.
oh.
Find a predetermined wooded area and set up security cameras throughout the woods so we can just track him.
Like trail cams.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
watching it like a deer in the woods.
exactly. And then, meanwhile, all his old college buddies and everybody is just having a good time, having some beers, the way it should be.
The two friend groups are getting to know each other while Damien's fighting for his life, cold and naked.
Thanks.
We got a big pool of money going on whether he makes it out alive or not.
Isn't that kind of murder on your part?
No, it's not my fault you couldn't survive in the wilderness. Why'd you go there, then?
You put me there.
Okay, well maybe it's not life and death. Maybe it's like
We forged your signature on a waiver beforehand, so it's okay.
it's like a great time, honestly.
Yeah, for you guys, maybe. You fucking drop me off in the middle of a forest in Arkansas, and while you guys are in Blytheville.
Well,
No,
if we're doing that in Arkansas, it might be more of like a swamp, if anything.
that's even worse. The mosquitoes are gonna suck me dry.
Won't be the only thing sucking you dry, though,
Yeah, one of the gas station clerks.
Is that also a duty of Trent?
right? Yeah, that's the best man's job.
So glad he picked you, Trent.
You guys are relentless, you know that?
You know what's funny about it is I don't even think it's been decided outright.
He hasn't picked anybody.
I think we just decided for Damien that it's Trent.
Yeah.
So there's no turning
Mostly
back.
because none of us want to suck you dry.
I mean, talk about exhausting. You know how long that would take?
I mean, you probably have to have all 4 or 5 people in your groom's party do it just to even get close.
It's like group corn on the cob.
That's the noise.
No, that was
That's the noise.
a visual I did not want to have.
I hear actually you can hire somebody from Wedding Wingman to do that.
I bet you could.
Hashtag
I'm gonna vote no to the corn on the cob and the naked and afraid ordeals.
I don't think you get a choice.
Well, the corn on the cob, we kind of need his consent for that one. The other one, I don't care.
Thanks.
No means yes, yes means anal.
I mean, if not the just leaving him out in the woods thing, I do like the idea of just like hazing him.
That's
Boy, oh boy.
automatic.
We could. He wanted to be naked, but we could like go out into the woods and we're all armed with paintball guns except for him.
Oh,
God.
jeez.
We're gonna hunt Damien for sport for his bachelor party.
The most dangerous game.
It's getting better and better. What can I say? Truly inspiring.
I think we got some really good ideas. You will not forget this night or weekend, Damien.
Ah, yes. It'll be a court case for God knows how many years.
Ella and I were on a bike ride the other day, just when it was really nice out, one of those 60-degree days. And I swear this girl has like never learned how to ride a bike or something, because halfway through the bike ride, there's about to be a hill, and she's like, "Remind me, do I use the high gear or the low gear to go up hills?" And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. I honestly think she's never ridden a bike before. And I was just like, you can figure it out. Like, you'll figure it out real quick if the high gear or the low gear is the one you need to use.
And did she?
I think so. I don't know.
That's good. Did she always stay on two wheels? She didn't fall over or anything, did she?
I mean, if you're asking, did she have training wheels? She did not have training wheels. No.
Oh, okay.
No. But she has one of those really soft foam helmets, though, so no matter what, she's safe.
Oh, that's good.
Maybe when she learned how to ride a bike, she didn't have one of those fancy ones. So, like, she just had, pedals and, that's it. There's no gears in it
Thank you for telling us a family-friendly story about Al Kelvin.
for the first time.
Yeah, really.
Keeping it PG.
I'm sure her family.
Now that her stepdad listens to this podcast.
Does he really?
Yes, she told him, and now he's a regular.
So you're saying we have 2 listeners?
Oh.
Exponential growth.
Wait. Not only those two, we have Damien's parents.
Do they really count as listeners at this point? Or are they just deities?
Future guests, more like it.
Very possible. You never know.
Oh, boys.
Uh-oh.
We are going to set it up. Damien, don't listen to this. We are going to set it up
How?
so that I said don't listen. We're going to set it up so that Damien's parents are guests on the show without him knowing. He just comes in and they're already here.
Oh,
Damn.
that's good.
Oh.
Boom, got him.
Someone's going to have to do a lot of work with Jay to get him on Discord.
We'll have Damien do that.
Do you think Jay's interested in hunting Damien for sport for his bachelor party?
I wouldn't put it past him.
He'd jump at the opportunity.
He does actually hunt all the time. So
This is what you get for being a bitch my entire life.
You could have been a football star.
Leave him alone, Jay.
I don't think she sounds like that.
Damien, do any of your other friends hunt?
No.
So we would have at least one trained killer if your dad were to
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe he just has to teach us and then we can,
Oh, okay.
and then we go.
All
He's
right.
like, yeah, boys, I'll teach you. And he
Yeah.
pulls out this cardboard cutout of Damien that he already uses.
This is what I've been using for the last 18 years.
He pulls it out of like his garage or whatever, but he's got like a supply of them. Like he's on his like 6th one, but he had he had like 100 specially made or something.
It's all riddled.
Yeah.
If you guys like getting up early and sitting in the cold, then you already have half a hunting down.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, so
I don't know. Maybe it's just the people I hang around with, but I don't feel like I know. No, like close friends of mine hunt.
my dad tried for like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. You know, I went to the gun safety classes and all that, blah, blah, blah. Went hunting with him plenty of times. They got a deer once in front of me, and they cut the stomach or something. I don't know why, but that's, if you didn't know, that's like the worst smelling thing ever on the planet. And I said never again. And I haven't been back since I was like 11.
Just like that.
Yep.
Speaking of hunting, do you Mike Hunt?
No, I don't.
You don't know Mike Hunt?
No.
You should get to know him.
Oh, I get it. Fucking idiot.
Oh man.
I did that on purpose. Like, I know
Oh,
that's
okay.
a
Wow,
funny-
then that-
Yeah, sure.
No, I believe it, but that sounded really good. Why didn't you
Oh.
ever get into acting? You didn't want to like seem like more of a bitch for your dad.
Exactly. I think
Fair enough.
hammer right on the nail head, you know?
He doesn't hunt. He doesn't. He's on the stage.
Damien, do you like being referred to as a bitch for content purposes?
Whatever it takes to get the listeners up, you know?
I mean, since it only makes sense since all of our listeners are somehow related to Damien, that we razz him the most.
For their entertainment.
Well, you know, I'm the only one who told his friends, you know, so...
I told my friends. Told you guys.
You're the only friends I have.
For real.
Going back to the hunting thing. Did you kill the deer that
No.
was gutted in front of you?
No, I've never killed an animal with a weapon.
Wait, but you've killed one with your bare hands?
He's like, no, I've never killed it with a weapon, but I did strangle a black bear once.
No, I've hit.
So my dad knew I wasn't a bitch.
I've hit a squirrel and a rabbit with my car, I believe.
On purpose?
No, not intentionally. I don't have issues like that.
I have killed a squirrel with a gun.
I killed a deer before.
With your car?
Yeah. Let me tell you, it was not a deer after I was done with it.
When was that?
Like junior year.
Junior year of high school?
I don't really remember that.
Probably because we weren't friends.
Ripped to the van.
My tennis coach in college, because, we didn't get team buses sometimes for close matches, so he would drive us, and then the assistant coach would drive us. I wasn't in the coach's car, I was in the assistant coach's car, but they were driving back to Alma or whatever, and they smacked this deer, this doe, and it happened to be pregnant with triplets, and so there's fucking pus and womb juice, if you will, all over the car, and these two hillbillies, after everyone pulled over, or the people behind them pulled over as well, they went down the road and picked up the fetuses and threw them off to the side with their bare hands and shit, and it knocked my coach's whole engine block back 4 inches, this one deer did. And he drove a Suburban-esque vehicle, so it was pretty large, but that was a gross story to hear. I'm glad I wasn't in that seat in that car for that crap.
It's really fucked up. I'm sure Missouri would take offense to all of that. Life starts at conception, even for deer.
Oh, right.
All lives matter.
Oh dear.
Stop. Just stop.
How much dough did it cost him to fix his car?
Probably a couple bucks.
All right. Can we fucking not?
Anyone else?
Can we not say we did?
Ben, we used to sit in in your bathroom and point wasn't a paintball gun out the window?
Yes.
Took a couple pot shots at some squirrels that were messing with your mom's birds.
You guys killed a squirrel with a paintball gun?
I don't think we ever killed one.
Oh.
Did we?
No, not even close. Those little fuckers can live through anything.
No, it was right above his mom's garden area that had all the bird feeders. And so we'd sit up there after DI practice or before DI practice, and we just sit and wait.
I got a one of those BB guns, a little Red Ryder BB gun or something when I was I must have been 8 or 9 or something. And I had to keep it at my grandma's house, the slightly racist grandma. And she told me, she was like, okay, you can only kill certain birds in my yard.
You can only kill the black.
And I'm not even kidding. She was like, aim for the black or brown ones. I don't want you killing the colorful birds. So
slightly racist grandma.
I'm just, it's all coming together now.
Slightly anymore.
Yeah, she hated ravens so much. She hated them.
What?
But
I've always thought they're a decent football team.
To be honest, I always I killed one bird with my BB gun. And I felt so fucking bad. I was like, okay, from then on, I'm not going to kill them. I'm just going to shoot around them. And so then that's what I did.
Ever since that day, he decided to become a doctor to fix things instead of kill things.
Yeah.
Wow. So you've never killed anything else other than those couple birds?
Yeah, to be honest, I can't think of, well, besides a shit ton of ants with my magnifying glass, but that's
absolutely.
That's about it.
They're expendable.
That's some sociopath shit right there.
For real.
Yeah, they said, and some fish. Oh my god, I killed some fish, man.
Purposefully?
Not purposefully, but definitely neglect was involved.
Oh.
I had some fit, I had a betta fish, and I completely forgot about it, and I think I tucked it back in the corner, and I think I forgot to feed it, and then it was floating in the bottom, with a bubble around it, of mold and shit, and I was like, oh my he's been dead a while. So Mom didn't let me get another fish after that.
No, if none of you, Calvin obviously has, but if none of you have killed an ant with a magnifying glass, you haven't lived.
I tried to make my own ant colony a few times, and then
really?
With Tupperware or whatever. But yeah, you can imagine how that went. The next morning, because I'd leave them outside, on the porch or whatever, they'd be half drowned from all the condensation in there, and I'd just throw grass and dirt in there and just let them go, and they'd be different. They'd be different species of ants that I would manage to find.
It's a fucking massacre in there.
Yeah, I got 20 in there. They didn't last but a day or two. Because, they weren't with the colony anymore
It's like,
and whatnot.
guys, chill. You're only in there for less than 24 hours and you're already eating everybody.
You know what?
Yeah.
I did kill a lot of lightning bugs growing up.
Oh yeah.
Like where you play the game where it's, starting to get dark out. You would see one light up and you would sprint over and smack the shit out of it.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Did you ever write with them?
Wow, no.
I've seen
That's
it
the
done,
thing.
but I never did it.
My brothers and I used to do that because you do exactly what you said. You smack them to the ground, they're still glowing. You grab them, you can like write on the concrete.
What
Did you
the
write
fuck?
messages to the rest of their family like,
Yeah.
"Come around here and you're dead, bitch"?
She screamed when I killed her.
Oh my god. Gosh damn. I thought my homemade ant farm was fucked up, but yours is starting to take the cake, Mr. Right with their guts.
Yeah, growing up, I used to take dogs and cats back into our woods and strangle them, but
Oh,
other than that, not much. Just normal childhood things.
My God.
yeah. Did you microwave hamsters too, bud?
No, I never had a hamster.
My brother had a hamster growing up.
Oh no.
I had taken him out of the cage, and so he was like, we would take him out and like just let him sit on the bed, and he'd kind of like play around in the blankets and stuff. And I had my parents' digital camera, and I was just want to take some pictures of him and stuff. And the flash was on, and snapped a picture of the little dude, little Chester, and the flash like stunned him to the point that he like just stopped and like fell over, and I thought I had killed him. And I remember just like running out of the room, and I like went and got my brother. I was like, I think something happened to Chester. Come back, and he's like just barely coming out of it. Dude can't even walk straight. It was nuts. So if you ever do get a hamster, Damien, don't take a flash photo of it.
I noted. You fucking what is it? Men in Blacked him, huh?
Yeah.
He just reset his ass.
Not that he probably had too many memories to begin with. But...
My brother had a bunch of pets. He had a hamster. He had some hermit crabs, some mice.
You guys ever seen chinchillas before?
Yes.
I have.
Yeah, our neighbor has one, and we've watched after it a couple times. And
Really?
yeah, they're really weird because like they look like a fat squirrel. They've got like this little bushy tail, but they kind of they're like a rabbit almost, but like I don't know, weasel like as well. But they're crazy soft. Like their fur is like you're petting nothing. And
did you play with them?
A little bit. I mean, not really like play, but like they'll like take sunflower seeds and like eat them with two hands. It's really cute. And this one, like they take silk baths, like or kind of like dirt baths. So like there's just like a tub of sand, and he'll like jump in the sand and just like keep doing like 360s over and over again, and that's like cleaning themselves. Super cute. But then there's just like shit everywhere. Like
Did you guys know they can't get wet?
Chinchillas?
Yeah.
Why?
Because like their fur is like so like thick and fine or whatever. Like mold will grow underneath, like down towards like the roots, and like it'll slowly kill them.
Well, that's probably why they take dirt baths.
That's why they bathe in sand. Yep.
I thought you were saying they can't get wet because they're like freaking gremlins. They'll like multiply.
Oh no.
Can't get them wet.
Kind of more tragic, if you ask me. Instead of getting two little cute things, you slowly kill it with mold.
Wyatt, your dad hunts, doesn't he?
Not particularly. He has before, but he doesn't go hunting anymore. I think he said last I knew he's been a couple times, but he knows how to use the gun.
Did he ever take you hunting when you were little?
No, I don't think he took any of my brothers hunting when we were little.
I know you've killed stuff with your car though, because I've been in the car with you.
Well, we hit the possum that one time, but he might have just been playing,
That's true. Not confirmed. Dead,
Not
but,
confirmed, yeah.
But there was quite a loud noise.
Definitely almost hit a deer in your car one time when I was driving your car. That was a good time.
Yep.
No reaction either. We were so close to it, and you and I didn't say anything or even looked at each other. Hit the brakes, didn't hit it, it ran off. We drove for another 5 minutes, and we were like, yeah, that happened.
Remind me not to get in the car with just you two.
You confessed to hitting animals in the street.
You hit a school counselor.
I didn't hit... Okay.
You committed vehicular manslaughter.
Yeah.
Did no such thing.
They'll never be the same.
The only animal that I've killed while driving was a groundhog. I tried to straddle him, and it didn't work out.
Oh, that fucking reminds me. I killed one when I lived with Trent.
Who?
School counselor?
With Trent? No, groundhog.
Oh,
You killed a school counselor when you lived with Trevor.
But it was one of those super hot ass days out, like 90-something degrees in the summer. I parked in the driveway. I wasn't like in a garage or anything. So underneath my car, there was shade, right? And there's like a little swamp-ish area by his house too. And so like I just like hopped in the car and like backed out to like I don't know where I was going. And then like I backed all the way up to the house and like grabbed Kelsey or something, and like I get out and like there's like squealing and squirming going on to where like my car was parked at, and he must have been like laying right underneath my car, and like I hit him with a tire and just kind of snapped him in half, and he died there.
It feels good.
That was pretty not epic.
Did you let him go, or did you put him out of his misery?
Trent just happened to be in the garage, and like he like heard us like go, oh my god, and like he had his shovel ready to like do it, and like by the time he got over there, it was done.
Yeah, he had his shovel ready for the groundhog.
Well,
Definitely not surprising you as you walked in the door.
Yeah.
Comes in and hits Damien with the shovel.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were the groundhog.
Yeah, that was pretty tragic. And then he just walked over there with a shovel and just flicked him in like the little swamp marsh area. And...
Fed him to the gators?
I mean, there's no gators in
Gators?
Michigan.
What do you mean?
I got a buddy who says that our hometown mascot is the alligators because we're the alligators.
Honestly, missed opportunity.
I like that a lot, actually.
I do too.
Shout out, Luke. That one goes to you, homie.
Is this the runner-up?
Now
best
Luke's
man?
the fucking best man, yeah.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah.
Step it
Two
up,
people
Trent.
are fucking
Say something
better.
cool.
They're killing animals.
You know, now that I think about it, I completely forgot about it, but my parents do that where obviously they have the garden and they have a lot of animals, deer, squirrels, raccoons, possums, a bunch of, shit that tries to eat everything out of it.
Mm.
Well, I think something like they just ended up snapping a couple years ago because anytime I go over to their house, like every summer, there's a sticky note on the fridge and they have a tally of how many squirrels and how many rats and how many other things that they've killed. Like they have buckets full of water with planks like that. So you walk out to the bucket of water and on top of the water, there's like, sunflower seeds and a bunch of other type of food. So the animal will jump in and try to get the food and they drown.
Oh my god.
What?
That's terrible.
That's maniacal.
That's sociopath shit.
That's worse than just shooting him. So like the plank's not like strong enough to hold him up or something?
Yeah, it's like a false bottom, right?
No, they just walk through the plank, I think, and then jump in to get the seeds. Maybe it falls out. I don't know.
No,
but it's like covered at the top, so they can't really tell that it's water, I think.
No, they actually have like a setup where it's like motion activated. So like Ben's parents are just sitting there and there's a button right there. So as soon as somebody hits it, it's like a trap door and they hit the button and then they're like laughing about it, toasting their wine to each other or something like that.
Evil laugh.
Yeah.
Oh, another one, honey.
The little paws like,
help me.
It's so sad.
Hey, what are like not moles or groundhogs, but like what are like those ground like
Voles.
like
Woodchucks?
squirrels?
Woodchucks.
No, not moles, not woodchucks.
Voles.
They're small. They're like
Chipmunks.
I said they're dude.
Brown
they're literally
squirrels.
not moles. They
Brown
can see.
Chipmunks.
They're ground
They're like
squirrels.
no,
Worms.
Chipmunks live in trees, don't they?
ground bees. Worms.
You guys like they're like mini prairie dogs.
Alaskan bullworms?
God, you guys are worthless.
Mini
That's a
prairie dogs.
chipmunk.
Yeah.
Near the
Meerkats?
chipmunk.
Oh,
You know Alvin and the gang? Theodore, Simon?
Yeah.
Got those chubby little cheeks, a little stripe down the back.
Did we get it?
Damien, what's your favorite chipmunk from Alvin and the
I
Chipmunks?
don't fucking know because you guys are fucking idiots.
I like Simon.
The
I
answer is
personally
fucking
am
Theodore.
Alvin
Simon
for
guy
the
as
win.
well.
Theodore, dude. You kidding me? Simon, bitch ass Simon.
He's
Yeah,
smart.
Simon's a bitch. Alvin's
Simon's a
douchebag.
bitch.
Alvin or Calvin just likes Alvin because it's
Yeah.
his name. Calvin's like, I wish I had a T-shirt with a big old C on it.
Just draw my own on.
It's Calvin, Alvin, Theodore, and Simon.
So we all answer. Who's your favorite chipmunk, Damien?
I said Simon as well. I agree with you. I
Oh,
like it 'cause
nice.
He's smart.
Hell yeah.
I like it
Bitch
'cause he's
ass
smart.
Simon.
And he's taller than the other two.
What are the girls' names?
I have no idea. I was thinking about that too.
What girls?
I have no idea.
Alvalina.
Simone,
Moan?
Theodora.
Theodore.
Oh my god.
All right, Damien, what was this thing about your prairie dogs or whatever the fuck you were gonna talk about?
Well, dude,
I think
you
he's
guys
saying
know...
he has to poop.
No.
Oh. Did you go to Africa? Did you see prairie
No,
dogs?
they were in my fucking yard. They lived in my parents' yard. Like, I can't
Meerkats
recall.
did?
No.
Muskrat.
Muskrat.
No. Dude, they're tiny like a
I
chipmunk.
thought I had it.
but I don't know.
Flesh-eating bacteria?
We'll just refer to them as ground squirrels, I guess, for now. They're not moles, because moles can't see, correct?
Right.
So, yeah, these dudes definitely were out and about in the yard and stuff. My dad, like, showed me a trick how to get them, right? Because they would burrow underground and, like, live in your yard and, like, kill your plants or whatnot. Kind of piggybacking off the vegetable thing you mentioned. So he showed me a trick one day where, like, you fill an empty, milk jug, gallon or whatever, with water. You cover up their other exits with a towel or with whatever, and you just flood them literally out until they crawl into your milk jug, and then,
They can just fit into a milk jug?
That's how small they were.
These are quite small.
Yeah, that's how small they were.
I think those are called mice.
They weren't mice. They looked more
They're
like
underground.
What do you do with them once they're in the milk jug?
my dad shot them with a pellet gun.
What?
Oh.
I'm not kidding.
It's like shooting ground squirrel in a milk jug.
Yeah.
They aren't blind, by the way. I googled it just they
moles?
Yeah, they're not blind. They can see light and movement, and they're colorblind.
Well, they're like chipmunks, but chipmunks stick around trees, correct?
Yeah, they're not really underground.
Yeah, these are like, I guess we'll call them ground chipmunks. Like, that's how small they were.
I think ground squirrels are kind of small.
And then maybe that's what it was, but they could definitely fit in like the opening of like a milk jug. I'm gonna figure this out.
I think we do need to have your dad on as a
Moles
guest.
are fucking cute, dude. How can you kill a mole? They got big ass hands and shit.
Yeah, those freaky noses.
Oh shit, they actually are just called ground squirrels. That's what they were. Okay,
That's what they were?
Yep, I'll send you a picture right now.
Well.
Because they're like kind of like little mini prairie dogs.
Oh my god, look at the balls on this one.
Well, when they're eating the wife's rose bushes, he had to.
Whoa.
He had the next.
Wait, they're eating the wife's bush? What?
Really has the balls.
Hold up. That's.
Are you about to start singing your song?
Hold up.
No.
Any opportunity he gets.
Ben's right. Look at the fucking nuts on the picture he just.
That guy's a unit.
Oh.
Dude's packing.
That's terrifying.
He's saving up for winter.
He says, "Shoot me, Jay, I dare you."
Shoot me like I shot my load.
Yeah, there were a few like Saturday afternoons where he would be out there with the pellet gun, like waiting. Whenever he saw one, he'd run out and blast them real quick.
Blast them.
We need to get Jay some other hobbies.
Dude, it's not like he wanted to. He didn't really give a fuck if they were in the yard. It's just they were fucking with the plants around the house. So
Does he still kill for sport, or is he retired?
Oh, my dad hunts every fall, and then he turkey hunts as well in the spring.
Excellent. Well, if you want something new to hunt, we'll reach out to him about your bachelor party.
I'm sure there's some things he wants to shoot me over with a paintball gun over him, I imagine.
Yeah, we're not shooting to kill. It's just maim.
Oh, yes.
I'm out then.
Infertilized.
Just hospitalized.
Infertilized.
My parents have had to kill several woodchucks because they're like eating plants and ruining the yard and shit like that. And the woodchucks like arrogant, they're like assholes basically, so they'll just hang around if you don't do anything with it. I remember a story, it reminded me when Damien started talking about Trent almost killing him with the shovel, that when my dad was a kid, he's told me the story for when my dad was a kid, they had a dog, I think it was like a retriever, and there was a woodchuck that the dog found like on the property, and he got too close and the woodchuck latched onto its face, like its nose and stuff. And the dog's like freaking out, whipping his head all over the place, and the thing won't let go. And my dad runs and grabs his dad, and then my grandpa is chasing the dog with the woodchuck still chasing the dog with a shovel, and then eventually he gets the dog to stop or whatever, and he's hitting the dog's, like the woodchuck, like all over the place with the head of the shovel while the dog still is attached to it. He ends up getting the woodchuck off, and then it like runs off or whatever, and they had to take the dog to the vet, and because it had such extensive like injury, and like it had actually lost like vision in like one of its eyes, and like his nose was all fucked up and stuff like that.
That is chaotic.
That's traumatic.
Well, and then they've had woodchucks since. These things are so like they're just so like big and like They have so much,
they're-
like, they're thick that, like, my dad's like, I've shot
They're
these things
chunky
with
boys.
shotguns before, and they don't even, like, die. They're, like, still going. Last summer, I think it was last summer or the summer before, they had a woodchuck on the property or whatever, and he shot it with the shotgun, and it was still alive, but it was, like, wounded, so it's, like, crawling away. And, like, my dad, like, jogged after it and, like, put it down with a pistol so it didn't, like, suffer or whatever. And then he spun it around in his hand and blew on it like a cowboy.
That's amazing.
My mom said she saw him do it. She was looking out the window when he...
More badass than anything I'll ever do in my life.
Yeah, my dad's seasoned when it comes to hunting, so if you guys need hunting trips when you want to shoot me with paintball guns, I'm sure he'd be more than happy to provide some positive feedback, or as some call criticism.
No, it's feedback when it comes from him about hunting you with paintball guns, but when someone decides to talk down about the pond,
that's where you draw the line.
that's where I draw the line.
You're so full of shit.
I'll live and die by this podcast.
This is my main source of income here.
Yeah.
For real.
We aren't getting any.
You're not getting mine?
You're not getting paid?
No.
You're not seeing these checks?
You guys are.
You weren't supposed to tell him, Parker. Come on.
Shit. Now we have to split it 5 ways.
Jesus.
Oh, Apple cut you guys that check, huh?
Oh, I told you I would
Yeah.
get that check. Sometimes our audio gets held up because the check hasn't cleared yet.
Well, it sounds like our lawyer team needs to be better.
Hashtag Seth.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't our lawyer your cousin?
So we could also get my buddy who's not quite done with law school. I bet you he's cheaper.
Which one is this? Now you're talking about Trent and then Luke. Is this guy in your wedding too, Damien? Do we even get invited?
This is Grant.
This is Grant, yes.
This is Sock Boy.
This is Sock Boy, yeah. Heaven forbid I share some stories with you guys about my college friends.
Was he the one who blinded that one girl?
No.
I did.
No, that was...
What?
I'm not telling the story. I am not telling that story on a podcast. I am not telling that story on this podcast.
That's toxic, dude. The listeners need to know.
Our listeners
I'm
want to know.
dying.
Some do know.
I was going to say, all of our... most of our listeners already know.
I'm drawing the line right now.
Here's your code.
That'll be on the OnlyFans content.
If he ever gives us the okay, he can come on himself and tell that story.
Well, I don't think the issue is he came on himself.
Stop. Stop. Just stop.
I just want to end on the note to, we don't know who his best man is going to be. He's got plenty of time to decide and make that choice, but whoever it is, whether it's one of the four of us, God willing, I doubt it, or one of the other, absolutely doubt it. I was just trying to give a glimmer of hope, but we all know it's not us. But if his future best man is listening, seriously, it's worth looking into. Blytheville, Arkansas. Lots of marshland to just drop Damien off at. Naked, of course. Nothing but a wristwatch and a sock. If one of you can provide the sock, you know who you are. And then, just bring your paintball guns. And I really like the idea of hunting. Non-lethal, of course. As another level of entertainment upon just the watching him from some trail cams, but
we're not even shooting him with paintballs or airsoft or anything like that. We're shooting him with ketamine darts.
Ketamine darts? Where are you getting ketamine darts at?
Yeah, just some tips for you, future best man.
I feel like this episode should be named "Fuck Blythefield" or Blytheville or whatever the fuck it is.
I think it has to be something like Pornhub again, so we can keep getting listeners.
I think we name it "We Love Blytheville, Arkansas," so we'll get listeners from Blytheville, Arkansas.
I told all of you guys about that on YouTube, right? How our latest episode that has Pornhub in the title has 45 views or something like that.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah, it's got the most views because it has Pornhub in the title.
I'm almost positive that's why.
Holy fuck, it has 41 views.
The first one has about 20. All the other ones are 1 to 5. This one has 40 views, and I think it's because Pornhub is in the title.
Some horny dude in Montana was listening to it, and he's like, man.
Litigation pending.
You don't know it. He might have got us rocks off to it. I don't know whose this voice is, but I love it.
I can't tell whose voice is who, but this one guy's voice is really sexy.
Yeah, let this be a warning to any listeners that give us quote unquote constructive feedback. We will relentlessly harass you if you do.
We clearly don't know how to take criticism.
And if that doesn't stop you, we will hunt you for sport.
Yeah, wow.
We dare you to tweet at us. Tell us how much we suck. But feel free to follow us on Twitter at Tox Tendencies.